Same.
Oh, no ideas for me. Well,
sure. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Juice and the Numbers. We're doing this from Corwin's basement couch.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
all
on the
back
couch,
in
everybody. Listen to how wealthy I am.
There's 2 couches in here.
Oh boy.
Almost 3.
We're 2 chimps on a Davenport.
What?
We're 2 monkeys on a couch.
Is a Davenport a couch?
Yes.
Says who?
Fancy couch.
From where?
Old rich Europeans.
It sounds very Connecticut.
Rich Europeans.
Let me go visit the Davenports. Anyway.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That does sound very Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Anyway, so it's
Halloween costume this year.
Cameron?
Yeah.
Do you have a Gordie Howe jersey?
No, but I have a Red Wings jersey. Not a Red Wings, a Blackhawks jersey, so I'm going to be a off-brand Cameron.
So you're going to be Ferris Bueller's Day Off if it took place in Detroit. Gotcha.
Correct.
Now that we've done that,
That was a look of utter disgust from Josh, which is how I expect he reacts to most of what I say on the podcast when he's not sitting next to me.
not true. So it's kind of a weird episode because we're together, which we aren't usually are for good reason. And I now know what a Davenport looks like. Thanks, Corwin.
You're welcome.
Corwin and I have had busy weekends and busy weeks, so it's kind of an odd episode, but we're recording anyway because we got to stay true to the schedule and to ourselves. Yeah. So we figured because the MLB is in a narrowing state as more and more teams become eliminated, much like my local hometown New York Yankees. Means that there's fewer and fewer teams, which means there's just less and less statistics to talk about with that. NHL is over, NBA is all but over, and we don't talk about that much anyway. So the only sport we have right now that is within its regular season, with most teams still playing, is the NFL. So we're just going to kind of comb through some NFL stats and talk about them for today's stats episode. So
Sure.
Corwin, are you ready?
I'm ready. All right, first stat. Which rookie has the most touchdowns this year?
Derwin Jenkins.
Okay.
Is that a person?
No.
S-
Close. Derwin James.
Speedy McDougal.
Honestly, pretty close, yeah.
Who are names?
Who are names? That's a good question. Let's find out.
All right. So actually, we did this for the MLB, so let's do this for the NFL because I'm kind of curious now. Just stats leaders. So look away. Avert your eyes, Corwin.
I turned my head too fast and hurt my neck.
This is aging. All right. So passes completed leader. I'm sure you saw it already.
Passes, so completions, another word.
Another word that really should be used here. Yeah, completions.
Who leads the NFL in completions? I want to, off the top of my head, say Matt Ryan, only because I feel like he's consistently passed for the highest attempt. You know what? No, Dak Prescott.
It is Dak. So Matt Ryan, number 4 on the list with 108. But Dak Prescott leading the pack with 137. By the way, we're recording this on Sunday as usual, so today's games have not happened yet. Well, a good number of them have, but some have not. But I don't think this will be altered too drastically. Pass attempts. Who do you got?
Got to go with Dak again.
Yeah, it's Dak Prescott again. Passing yards.
Dak.
Yeah. Yeah, this is such an interesting... So Dak Prescott, the league right now, in completions, attempts, yards, passing yards per game, which I guess follows from that, pass attempts per game, pass completions per game, and anything else?
Touchdowns?
I don't think...
No, it's not, because Russell does. Russell Wilson leads.
He does. Yeah. Russell Wilson leads in passing touchdowns. Also, Russell Wilson leading in passer rating with 136.
Damn, really?
Yeah, 136.7. And yards per pass.
The theoretical max, the limit for that is 153, so 136 is phenomenal. 153.1, excuse me.
Wow, you know what? This is... So, what do you think Dak Prescott's passer rating is?
109.
So he's actually not even in the top 10.
Really?
Wait, he has to be. He is a 102.6. Did I misread it?
Maybe he's just not qualified.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I was right. He's not in the top 10. Because Ben Roethlisberger is number 10 at 105.2. Dak Prescott, 102.6.
What radio station is that?
WXFL.
Sure.
Those are all letters. Who would you rather have right now? Dak or Russ?
Oh, Russ.
Why?
I think Dak is able to put up the physical numbers. I think Russ's playmaking ability, that X factor, that clutch end of the game ability to consistently scramble, know where to put the ball. Basically, his experience, his knowledge, his X factor is what puts him over the top. And I don't, as much as I appreciate Dak and understand, how good of a QB he is, and he's going to be the next QB to break the $40 million barrier. Russ is just on another level.
I got you. All right, let's have some fun here, and let's poke around at team offense stats, expected points thus far into the season, and as it stands right now, we have the leader in expected points is so comically above number 2. Who is your impression of this team?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. 93.24 expected points.
Which is crazy.
It's too many points.
It's not too many points. There's no number that is too high for points because points are great. But it is crazy how efficient they've been this year.
And second, Buffalo Bills, not the Chiefs, who are number 3. The Bills, 69.95.
Yeah, the Chiefs have definitely struggled this year. They're, as great as Pat was Monday night against the Ravens, which we all saw, his game today, which is not factored into these numbers, and his game the week before against the Chargers, he, wasn't playing his best. The Chiefs as a whole were not playing their best. And, there is a blueprint for how to stop them. But yeah, that being said, Josh Allen, again, I have to eat my hat for everything I've said about how he's not a good player, because boy, was I wrong.
All right, so hold on. I'm looking at the comparative between the Bills and the Chiefs stats, and I genuinely don't know why the Bills have a higher expected points than the Chiefs. So I'm going to read you these statistics, even though you can very much so read them yourself. But that's not good radio.
I was told not to read them, so that's why I'm not.
So, Bills number will be read first. Chiefs number will be read second. Points scored by team: Bills 123, Chiefs 117. So that's 6 more points for the Bills.
Yep.
Fair. All right. Not a lot. That's 1 single touchdown. Yards, 1639 for the Bills, 1623 for the Chiefs. Again, that's pretty close. Plays, 257 for the Bills, 265 for the Chiefs. Again, pretty close. Yards per play, 6.4 for the Bills and 6.1 for the Chiefs. Again, pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Turnovers, 5 for the Bills, 2 for the Chiefs. These are turnovers lost. So the Bills are going to have twice as many turnovers as the Chiefs. Fumbles lost. 4 for the Bills and 2 for the Chiefs. First downs no one cares about. Completions are about the same. Attempts are about the same. The Bills have 160 more passing yards, 1 more passing touchdown, 1 interception to none. I guess that they are efficient in the passing game more so than the Chiefs. But wow, I don't know how to acknowledge that.
I think it really comes down to the situations in which these take place. So, on the box score, they'd line up perfectly, but the efficiency in the red zone when the penalties take place, all those situational stats are kind of, I think, what would separate the two for expected points.
Well, I'm just curious about it because you have a lot of really close positions here, but then it's like the Bills have 100 more penalties committed. 100 more yards and penalties committed, I should say. As water shoots down Corwin's chin.
I was drinking a bottle of water and I realized how much noise it was making. So I was like, oh, I shouldn't be sucking it in. I should just like let the water like fall out of the bottle. And I just kind of like let go with my mouth, and the water, as gravity works, just kind of shot all. I just got bukkake by this water bottle, essentially.
No different from any other Sunday night.
Mom, I really hope this isn't the first episode you choose to watch. But
if you're
you don't
listening at
this,
home,
listen to this.
Go Google the word bukkake. 3Ks. Anyway,
is there really 3Ks?
Isn't it Bukkake?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
I think. Or am I giving away how much?
Yeah, let's. What is bukkake?
You guys masturbate?
Wait till I don't drink for throwing those jokes out there.
So anyway, the Bills have 100 more yards in penalties than the Chiefs. Seemingly not good. They have a turnover percent of 12.2 as compared to the Chiefs' 5.1.
Holy shit.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, 12.2 super high. The Packers haven't turned the ball over at all this year?
That's not true.
It's 0%. It's right there. 0%.
They have no. I know Aaron Rodgers has
no fumbles, no sacks. Sorry, no interceptions. Their turnover column is empty. Not even zero. It's just empty.
So it's not even that they haven't lost any fumbles. They haven't had any fumbles.
Those are fumbles lost, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's not turnovers. That's total turnovers, not fumbles. Fumbles lost. Okay.
Right.
Damn.
Wow, that's even. It's not even exactly. The thing is, we've talked about this several times before. Interceptions and fumbles and turnovers in general, they can be telling, but more often than not, it's just randomness. It's not
right.
It's not necessarily skill. Some of it's just noise.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact they don't have any is such a wild display of both skill and luck.
Right, like Aaron Rodgers has, famously had the lowest interception rate of any QB ever. But not to have any through 4, now 5 games is wild. Absolutely wild.
Truly revolting.
Yeah, it sucks if you're a Bears fan.
Well, now what hurts more as a Bears fan, seeing Aaron Rodgers still be good when he's like 75, or seeing your team end of sentence?
This year it has to be watching your team, because despite them being 4-1, it's not because of.
Oh my God, they are 4-1.
Yeah.
What?
The Bears are 4-1, and despite that, they have some of the worst QB play I've seen in the NFL. Period. And they've completely played themselves out of position to draft a QB. They already have more wins than what's going to be able to land them probably in the top 5.
Crazy. Oh, it's so fucking crazy.
Get ready for some more Nick Foles action next year, guys.
Big dick. Or you could just be fucking smarter and take better chances like you should have on Cam Newton, you goddamn animals. Why didn't you fucking pick up Cam Newton when he was available for nothing but small amounts of money? You're paying so much more money to Nick Foles.
Do you know what Cam Newton's contract is this year, Josh?
Isn't it like $1 million?
It is one singular $1 million. Do you know what Nick Foles is?
20 million?
I don't know. Can you look it up?
I am holding coffee, but yes.
Well, I'm not holding a computer, so.
No, you're looking at Odell Beckham Jr. and his proclivity for shit on your other computer.
I don't think it's Odell's proclivity. I think it's the Brown. I just twisted my. I hurt myself again.
You hear that, Browns fans? Ow. That's a win for you.
Just talking about the Browns hurts people. $24 million. 17. 12. Numbers.
Yearly cash, $12 million.
Thank you. $12 million. You could have 12 Cam Newtons.
12. A whole offensive Cam Newton.
You could. And your kicker.
Yeah, because that's what we all need.
Honestly, I would rather have Cam Newton as my kicker than not to have Cam Newton at all.
I still can't believe they decided to knock it. And they traded for... All right, we can't keep talking about it.
We can.
It's just mind-numbing.
I know we already have an episode about Ryan Pace, but my goodness, we need to just acknowledge how awful that decision was.
So the Bills have a 12.2 turnover percent and a 48.8 scoring percent, meaning that they turn over the ball on 12% of their drives and they score on less than half of the drives, whereas the Chiefs have a turnover percent of 5.1 and a scoring percent of 51.3, which means that they're turning over the ball less than half as frequently, and they're scoring more than 50% of the time, which suggests good efficiency on that second one. And yet they have fewer expected points. I just don't know what to make of it. I don't know.
I don't know what the exact formula is for expected points. I don't know if it is a specific formula or what statistics go into it, how they determine it. But at the same time, it really is just luck of the draw almost, and situationally when all those things occur. So, it's not something you should dwell on. You look at the numbers that show that Kansas City is a better offense, and they are a better offense.
Okay, let's get into the fun side of this.
I like fun.
There are 5 teams with negative expected points. Corwin, who are those 5 teams?
Negative expected points.
Yes. Which means that they're so bad.
The New York Jets.
Yes.
The New York Giants.
Yes.
Ooh. Who are the other? I want to say the Minnesota Vikings.
No.
Okay. Kirk Cousins has somehow not been awful enough to plummet the rest of that team. So there's 3 more. Who are the other bottom dwellers of the NFL? Redskins?
The Washington football team. Yes, that's one of them.
Is there a third NFC East team?
Yes.
Oh, no. Is it, 50-50? Philadelphia Eagles?
It is the Eagles.
Is there a 4th NFC East team?
No.
Yeah, there can't be. Wow, who is the last team? Is it the Bengals?
No. They are the 9th worst offense by expected points. It is the Denver Broncos.
Ooh. Yeah, Brett Ripien and who was their third stringer? Jeff Driscoll really can't have done much for that offense.
Driscoll, the canned pineapple company?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Jeff Driscoll, heir to the canned pineapple fortune.
He is the NFL's version of Bobby Newport.
Oh, lovely. That makes a lot of sense. All right. So let's just see how bad this is. So the difference between the number 6 team, the Los Angeles Chargers, the last team with a small but positive expected points, and the difference between the number 5 team, the Broncos, for 5th worst team, is damn near 16 points. That's how much it drops off. So you have the 8th worst offense with the Texans, 15.7 expected points. Bears, 15.16. Chargers, 11.7. And then Broncos, negative 5.9. So that's a pretty big drop off. So let's look at that.
So at the top, what would 16 points from number 1 bring you to? So like at the other end.
Oh.
How to. Okay. The difference between 1 and 2 is quite a bit. 16 down from
2.
From 2 would be
number 7 on the list, right above the Cowboys, right below the Saints. Yeah.
That sucks. That's not good, guys. That's really, really bad.
All right, so let's look at this drop off, and then we'll get to the worst team in the league. So the Chargers, who have 11.7 compared to the Broncos, negative 5.9. Chargers, 1,601 yards. Broncos, 1,227. Yards per play, Chargers 5.8, Broncos 4.8, a full yard less. Chargers turned over the ball 7 times, Broncos 8. Chargers have, I don't care about first downs, 93 completions to the Broncos 85. Chargers have 137 attempts, The Broncos, 142. That's the wrong direction. Chargers, 1,100 passing yards to the Broncos, 857. 5 passing touchdowns for the Chargers, 6 for the Broncos. Wow, how surprising. So net yards gained per pass attempt. Chargers, 7.6. Broncos, 5.5. That's not good. Chargers have 129 rushing yards to the Broncos, 98. Yes, 98, not 100. Each team has 3 rushing touchdowns. The Chargers have committed 27 penalties for 195 yards. The Broncos have committed 21 penalties for 210 yards.
Pass interference bad.
Pass interference is bad. And both teams are bad here. The Chargers are scoring on 34.1% of their possessions to the Broncos 31.3%. And the Chargers are turning over the ball on 15.9% of their possessions as compared to the Broncos 16.7%. That's not good.
Oh, man. Except, one of those teams is playing with their, number 6 overall pick rookie quarterback who's the savior of the franchise, and the other is playing with their 3rd-string quarterback.
Yikes. And we're to believe he's not the savior of the franchise?
No, I don't think Brett Ripien is the savior of the franchise for the Broncos. I don't know if Drew Lock is the favorite savior of the franchise.
I don't think there can be a savior of the franchise as long as John Elway is running things.
John Elway is just trying to hope that it gets so bad he's allowed to suit up and play for them again.
I think John Elway is trying to keep a good quarterback from being on that team for as long as a drafted quarterback, a good drafted quarterback for being on that team for as long as possible. To preserve his legacy.
See, they're playing their way into a top pick at quarterback, and I don't know if they're going to be able to take one. I don't know if John Elway is going to be able to bite that bullet.
Anyway. All right, so let's compare the Broncos, who we just shat upon, to the Jets.
Love it.
The worst team in the league by expected points with negative 33.76.
Which is insurmountably
ridiculous.
How much of that do you want to put on Adam Gase?
Oh, all of it.
38, 39.
All of it. Every little bit of it. All right.
I don't disagree.
So, oh my God. Oh, wow. All right. So hold on. I think the Jets are bad. They've scored 65 points. The Giants have scored 47. 47 points in 4 games.
Oh, my.
Well, they scored. So the Giants Cowboys game is happening right now as we're recording this, and they scored 14 points in that game. And that 14 points is almost, if you add it to this 47, which brings you up to 61, that 14 points is like 22% of their total points scored for the season in one game. And all it is 2 touchdowns.
When you put it like that, it sounds bad.
Chase Claypool has 4 today.
Yes, he does. And boy, do we love him for it.
That means that Chase Claypool, in his 4 touchdowns at 6 points per touchdown, has scored half as many points as the entire New York Giants franchise has in 4 games.
I'm not great at math. That doesn't sound great.
Corwin? It's not good. I'll tell you this, it won't win you a football game, which so far the Giants have yet to do.
Hey, you suck, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but we're here to shit on the Jets. So let's keep going with that. So the Jets have scored 65 points. The Broncos have scored 82. The Broncos, 1,227 yards. The Jets, 1,112. The Broncos, 4.8 yards per play. The Jets, 4.5. The Broncos have 8 turnovers to the Jets, only 5. Wow, shocking. The Broncos have 85 completions on 142 pass attempts. The Jets, 84 completions on 140 pass attempts. The Broncos have 857 passing yards. The Jets, 718. Jesus. That has to be the lowest. I'm going to sort by that next.
Dak Prescott threw for over 500 in his first game, and the Jets have 700 on their entire season.
It's not good. The Broncos, 6 passing touchdowns. The Jets, 3. The Broncos, 5.5 net yards per attempt. The Jets, 4.7.
Oh.
The Broncos have 98 rushing attempts for 370 yards. The Jets, 97 rushing attempts for 394 yards. 3 rushing touchdowns for the Broncos, 2 for the Jets. 3.8 yards per attempt rushing for the Broncos, 4.1 for the Jets. 21 penalties for 210 yards for the Broncos. 32 penalties for 335 yards for the Jets. The Broncos have scored on 31.3% of their possessions and have given over the ball on 16.7 of them. The Jets have scored on only 29.5% of their possessions and have turned over the ball on 11.4 of them.
That's probably the nicest stat they have.
I think it is.
1 on every 9 possessions they turn over the ball. That's the best stat for them.
So sorted by passing yards, the Jets have the fewest. Second fewest is the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, when you run for as much as they do.
Yeah, they do have,
Not even a ton.
That's a good amount.
Third.
Yeah, third most. I hate my team.
Really?
All right, so without looking, because we didn't watch the Jets game today, how do you think the Jets passing stat line looks for today?
Oh, I'm going to go with 23 for... No, 23 is too many. I'm going to go 18 for 48 for 180 yards.
All right, I'm going to say 12 for 24 for 150. Touchdowns? No touchdowns?
Of course not.
I get notifications. I think they got 1. So I'll say 1 touchdown. All right. Let's see. Oh, make me sad. All right. So the offense for the Jets had 192 passing yards.
That was close.
129 rushing yards. No turnovers. And expected points, negative 6.47. That's not good. I need an actual stat line.
That was last week.
Last week? Oh, it's right, because the Cardinals game hasn't happened yet. Let me pull up the actual Cardinals game. That's bad. All right. Jets, Cardinals. All right, show me some stats, baby. Stats data is not available. Fuck yourself.
Gosh, how bad are you at Googling?
Hey, when I'm home alone, man, I Google all the time.
And
all right.
Lemon, can I Google myself in your office real quick?
All right, I found it. So Joe Flacco was in for the Jets today. 18 for 33, 195 yards, 1 touchdown.
Wow, that's very close to what we were saying.
Yeah, that is. It's not gonna. That's a stat line that wouldn't necessarily lose you a football game.
It ain't doing much for you.
But it will not win you a football game.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus, wow.
We're just watching highlights of how much better DeAndre Hopkins is than any other wide receiver in the NFL. Which should bring us to the fact that Bill O'Brien was recently fired, but we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, I guess we have to eventually. The Packers. So good. So disgustingly good. All right, let's look. Do we have defense here? Kicking and punting.
Let's talk about some kickers.
Let's talk.
I don't know enough about it.
Well, you use it or lose it, buddy. Team, show me defense. God damn it.
Josh, bad at Football Reference.
This is all I have in life.
That's
all right.
Not saying much for you.
Okay, team defense. Expected points contributed by the defense. So we want this to be high.
Okay.
Who do you take at the top?
Oh, man.
There's only one team in double digits.
I don't know who it would be. So the difference is this is expected points, not actual points. So yes. I don't think so. I guess I will say the Steelers because even though they haven't produced a lot of points, expectedly, I think they'd be the high.
They are third.
Ooh.
The team with the most has 3 times as many as them.
Wow. What defense could it be? I don't know.
So there's only 5 teams that are in the positive. Everyone else is negative. The positive teams are number 4. Sorry, there's only 4 teams, not 5. Is number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3.28.
Okay.
The Steelers, 7.67.
Okay.
Number 2, the Niners, 8.66. And number 1, the Colts, 23.57.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
So in terms of actual points allowed, or points scored by team? Wait, is it team defense?
Yeah.
Is this scored against?
Probably.
Hold on. There's an easy way to check this. Show me Colts. That's passing offense. All right, you said, yeah, that's points allowed. All right. So the Colts have allowed 56 points. Your Steelers have allowed 58. So that's a marginal difference right there. The Colts have allowed more overall yards, 945 to 870. They have allowed more plays by 30, but they have fewer yards per play, 4.4 to 4.8. They've committed. They have taken the ball away more, 7 to 5. They've allowed more completions on more passing attempts, but for fewer yards. They've allowed fewer touchdowns, passing touchdowns. They have more interceptions. They have fewer net yards per attempt. They've allowed fewer first downs. They have, they're not good against the run, apparently, as compared to the Steelers. 86 rushing attempts for 308 yards for the Colts, 61 attempts for 162 yards for the Steelers. Both teams have allowed 1 rushing touchdown, a 2.7 yards per attempt for the Steelers, a 3.6 for the Colts. And then penalties committed, the Steelers are great here. 12 penalties for 104 yards for the Steelers. The Colts, 27 penalties for 266 yards. And the Colts are allowing teams to score 24.4 of their possessions while committing a turnover or taking a turnover away 17.1% of the time. The Steelers allowing teams to score 29.4% of the time and taking a turnover 14.7% of the time.
That 24.4% of scoring percentage for the Colts is just silly. Absolutely silly.
Also, those passing yards.
Yeah.
That's got to be lowest. 637? It's got to be lowest. Yeah, it is.
Wow. I mean, it's a pretty clear 1-2 for the Colts and the Steelers. I don't know why the 49ers would be higher with expected points. That being said, whoa. So passing yards allowed, the Titans have allowed 769, good for 4th least in the NFL. The only teams above them are the Colts, Steelers, and 49ers. But where those are the 3 teams with the highest, expected points added, the Tennessee Titans have an expected points total of negative 31.92.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And of those 4 teams you just read, the Titans have the highest turnover percent.
Yeah. And they are not giving up that many turnover penalty yardage, only 136. They're not allowing that many rushing yards, under 500. Is it turnovers? They have a fair amount of turnovers at 6. Wow.
They're letting up a lot of yards per play, though.
That is true.
And they have the most yards allowed of these 4 teams.
This really must come down to
But the
yards
thing
per
is,
play, because that's really the only major difference between all of these. And that is that is a huge factor in the different points allowed.
yeah, so as it stands today, and I don't think it's going to change, the Titans aren't playing this week, right?
No, because everyone has COVID.
So as it stands right now, because the Steelers-Titans game was postponed, in Pro Football Reference, as we were looking at this, both the Steelers and the Titans have 3 games played. The Steelers have allowed 870 yards. The Titans have allowed 1,267. So in 3 games, the Titans have allowed more yards than the Niners did in 4 games. Or the Colts did in 4 games. Like, the Titans have allowed 30% more yards in 3 games than the Colts have in 4, which is a lot.
That's not great. But, man, the negative 32 expected points added is a bad number.
All right, so who do you think is going to be the worst defense by expected points?
Oh, Cowboys.
Cowboys?
I think, are going to blow it away.
Well, Cowboys do like blowing.
Maybe the Texans. I think they're going to be 1-2.
It is the Texans. Cowboys 3rd.
Okay.
The Lions at number 2.
That's where they fit normally, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
The Texans' run defense.
All right, so let's look at the Texans. They have played 4 games for this stats page. They have allowed 1,573 yards, 273 plays, 5.8 yards per play. They have no turnovers. What?
They are the Aaron Rodgers of.
They have no turnovers. Even the Jets have 1, I think. The Jets have 6. All right. Oh my God. 81 completions on 114 attempts for 846 passing yards allowed. They have allowed 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, 6.8 net yards per attempt. They've allowed 149 rushing attempts. They've allowed 727 rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, 4.9 yards per attempt. They've committed only 10 penalties for 76 yards, but they have allowed opposing teams to score 53.7% of the time, and again, have a 0% takeaway percent. Their expected points is negative 71.33. Oh my God.
That's really disgusting.
Where do you think the Texans' offense is? 5 expected points.
Bottom half, probably 20.
20? Corwin says 20. They are lower, 25. Yeah. 15.7. Ow. I mean, I don't know what to say, Corwin, but that's just not good.
Bill O'Brien is not a great coach. He's not an awful coach. He is a truly historically awful general manager who absolutely decimated that team for years to come. But as an actual on-the-field coach, there are many, many worse options. But it doesn't matter because he was the general manager and, boy, he fucked up real.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's just some next level shit, man. God damn. It's like, you look at the Cowboys and they're the 3rd worst defense, but the 7th best offense by expected points. And even the Lions, 2nd worst defense. Oh, never mind. 19th best offense, which is not best at anything. Man. Wow.
If you want to talk about how bad the Cowboys defense is, who's number 3rd, for reference, this week, 9 minutes left in the second quarter, they've already given up 17 points to the New York Giants.
Los Gigantes.
So that should tell you exactly how awful that defense is.
All right, so what do you think's worse? The Texans' 25th ranked offense with the 31st ranked defense. 32nd ranked defense. All right, let me start over because I said a lot of our numbers wrong. The Texans' 25th ranked offense and the 32nd ranked defense, or the Jets' 32nd ranked offense and 22nd ranked defense.
Jets. Jets.
So actually, let's just do some basic fucking math. The Jets have negative 44.7 expected points on defense. So what was that? Negative 33. Where did they? Oh, yeah, negative 33.76.
That's negative 77.
Yeah, I think we should even just round it up and call it negative 78. Yeah, negative 78. The Texans. Oh man, their defense is so bad though. They're at negative 71. Oh, but their offense is positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that brings them up to like negative 56.
Yep.
Wow, we're so bad.
Yeah, that's bad. It's hard to have that bad of an offense.
Yeah.
It's hard to have that negative of an offense.
Yeah, because even the Giants, who are the second worst offense by expected points, negative 22, their defense is 16. So they're bad, but they're only at negative 55, which puts them on par with the Texans, basically. Man, we are really bad here in New York.
What can I say? You know, New York, it's the sports capital of the world. It is the free agency market, and I don't get how you could operate at a loss, how you can operate with such a bad team in that kind of environment.
I think, and New York franchises got really tired of hearing people complain about the Knicks, and they were like, "We know how to fix this. We'll just have them complain about everything." Because, you know, the Knicks were good in the 90s, and so were the Yankees, and so were the Giants, and the Jets weren't awful. We made the playoffs once in the 90s, I think. And the Rangers won a Stanley Cup, and who cares about the Islanders? And the Nets weren't even in New York yet. And then the Knicks got bad in the 2000s, but the Jets were good, and the Giants were good, and the Yankees were good. The Mets were good for a while. Everyone was good. And then the Knicks were like, well, we're not good anymore. Patrick Ewing retired. And then everyone was like, you know what? Feeling kind of bad for these Knicks fans. Let's help them out. Let's all be bad so that it's not just the Knicks in their life that's going wrong. And that's where we are today.
If only, you know, it's honestly a really good thing.
It's a touching story.
That, you know, as badly as New York sports have been hurt by such poor performing teams, their fans are as open and understanding as they've shown to be. And, you know, they're able to take these losses on their chin, stand up tall, be positive, and look forward to all the happiness that will come.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing that you'll never hear a New Yorker be angry. You know, they're just such a calm, docile people.
Exactly. You know, I often say New York sports fans are the most understanding in all of sports.
You'll never get more compassion anywhere else.
The kindest.
Level-headed.
Yes.
Even-keeled.
Level-headed is probably the best way to describe them.
Oh, man. It's sad. It's sad.
At least you're not the Browns.
The Browns actually have a winning record this year. Look at the Browns right now. You kidding me?
Touche.
I would kill to be the Browns this year.
But, like, if you look to go back and have, you know, expected happiness added the past 20 years, they've got you beat in the negatives by quite a bit.
Oh, well, sure. The Jets actually went to a couple AFC Championship games there.
You also had the butt fumble. I don't know how that would affect that score. But...
Shut your dirty whore mouth. All right. Let's talk about kicking and punting.
I like kicking and punting.
All right. Who do you think has the fewest times punted?
Oh, fewest times punted?
It's got to be the Packers, though, right?
Yeah. Packers or Cowboys?
Packers, 7.
Oof.
Now, there are 3 teams in the single digits. The Packers are one of them.
Packers? Seahawks?
Not the Seahawks.
Fuck. Cowboys?
Not the Cowboys.
Chiefs?
Not the Chiefs.
I don't know. I give up. I don't want to guess anymore and make myself sound any dumber.
I would have never guessed these teams. The Las Vegas Raiders have 9. And the Carolina Panthers have 9.
What?
I don't know. So hold on one second.
What are their turnover percentages for those two teams?
Let's look at their offensive statistics because this doesn't make any sense.
While Josh is looking that up, I just want to throw out to everyone listening who's not in this room, someone has to be making hot dogs because, boy, I smell some hot dogs right now.
Are you okay? Is that the first sign of a stroke? Do we need to start you on Regeneron? Pump me full of stem cells. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. All right. So the Raiders have a 15.8% turnover percent, and the Panthers 11.9. These are also the 8th and 10th ranked offenses.
Yeah, wow.
Which I would not have guessed.
Especially with Christian McCaffrey out.
Yeah. In terms of expected points, the Raiders sitting at 49.88. That's 8th. And the Panthers, 41.23, which is 10th. These are 2 top 10 offenses.
That's just wild.
You want to hear who's number 9?
The Jets.
The Browns.
They had
The Browns have a top 10 offense this year.
You're lying.
The Ravens are at 12.
You're lying.
I can't.
You can.
The Pats are at 15th. Here is your top 10 by offenses by expected points.
Hard,
because we didn't read very far down this list. Number 1 is Packers, 2 is Bills, 3 Chiefs, 4 Seahawks, 5 Rams, 6 Saints, 7 Cowboys, 8 Raiders, 9 Browns, 10 Panthers. That's a wacky 25 Days of Christmas I just read.
Genuinely one of the best jokes you've had in a while.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Wow. Anyway, so let's keep talking about punting.
Oh, my favorite topic of discussion.
That's the second time you said that.
Really?
Yeah.
When did I say it earlier?
The last time I said let's talk about punting.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm on autopilot, I guess.
Okay.
Am I a robot?
Who do you think has the most punting yards? And follow-up, will it be the team with the most punts?
No. Well, I think the Jets have it because I just think they've punted far and away the most times.
I
think that the difference between them and the second team would be enough to where they don't necessarily have the best average, but they would still have enough of a lead.
You're going to love this.
Okay.
All right, so the most punting yards appears to also be the team with the most punts.
Yeah.
And I would in my mind correlate punting a lot to being not very good.
Yep.
It's the Bears. It's the Bears by a lot. The Bears have 1,100 punting yards. We are they have an extra game on everybody because they have 5 games right here.
Yeah, every team punts for 200 yards a game. It's actually only 4 punts, really. 4 or 5.
Yeah, so they have 24 total punts. So if you take them out of it, because I don't know what their game looked like on Thursday, I didn't watch it. Washington has the most yards after that in 4 games. 989 yards on 21 punts. The Jets, number 7, with 856 yards on 19 punts. That doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, 19 punts doesn't sound like enough.
How about the yards? So the Lions appear to have a good punter, 53.4 yards per punt. It's not bad. The Jets, because I was talking about how their yards per punt stacked up because it just doesn't seem like a lot. Second, so you're telling me our offense isn't good, our defense isn't good, and we're giving the other team great field position because we can't kick the ball far?
I don't know why you would expect the Jets to be good at something.
You think we'd be good at giving the ball away at this point?
No. Of course, you don't get that. Honestly, next year, spend your first and second round pick on a kicker and a punter. That way you could at least be good at something.
All right, who do you think has the lowest extra point made percent? And what do you think that is?
Oh, it has to be the Titans. It has to be.
It is not.
Really? Kostowski missed well, I guess those are field goals, not extra points.
Those are different. I'm not
They
sure if you knew that.
They are. I just learned this for the first time. I don't know.
Just started watching football today. So the Titans are second. The Falcons have missed 30% of their extra points.
What?
Yes.
What?
They have made only 70% of their extra points.
What?
The Titans have missed 28.6% of their extra points. Wow, that's bad. That's bad. So only 15 teams have missed any extra points. Of those teams,
1, 2.
of those 15 teams, 9 of them have only missed one. Of the remaining 6 teams,
2.
3 of them have missed more than 2, and those teams are the Chiefs, who have missed 3. The Titans have also only missed 2, but have played few games and scored few touchdowns. And the Falcons have also missed 3.
So 2 teams have missed 3.
Yeah.
Wow. At least, the Chiefs have 13 attempts as compared to, the 10. So maybe there's no defending it. I don't know. I mean, Harrison Butker's way better of a kicker than, a guy who would make 77% of his extra points. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons. That's wild.
It is their absolute. Oh wow, the Cowboys tightened that up super fast.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Anyway, that is the Falcons' innate desire to refuse to win games.
Can we talk about how the Dolphins are up 20 points against the 49ers?
Oh, it's easy. The Dolphins are a nonsense team.
There's no other better way to describe that team.
I mean, that is what's happening, right?
They're nonsense.
Yeah, they are an absolute nonsense team. Like, they're making it look like that the Jets made the wrong decision by letting Ryan Fitzpatrick walk, which was not the wrong call. But they're making it look like it was.
You know what the difference is?
Where was he throwing that?
You know what the difference is? The Dolphins fired Adam Gase.
I know. It's amazing what a real quarterback whisperer and offensive genius could do. If only he had someone like Ryan Fitzpatrick at his rapidly aging body. He went to Harvard.
I was just about to make that joke.
Yeah. Who do you think's attempted the most 50-plus yard field goals?
Ooh. Do callbacks count? Because otherwise it would be the Chiefs. 50 yarders. Maybe the Ravens?
No. I don't see the Ravens in the top 20. It's only been 2 teams, the Titans and the Broncos. And those 2 teams make me think this is desperation. So there have been 8, hold on a second, folks.
I'm holding on.
I got to do some math.
Holding on.
Math.
There's
been 43 50-plus yard field goals attempted in the NFL so far this season. That seems like a lot. 27 have been made. But for the 2 teams that have tried them the most, for the 3 teams that have tried them the most, they've only missed 1.
Really?
The Titans are 4 for 4. The Raiders are 3 for 3. And the Broncos are 4 for 3. Sorry, 3 for 4.
Oh.
Huh. John, look at that.
So you're saying teams should kick from farther away?
I think teams should start kicking from as far as humanly possible.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We should call up Roger and be like, yo, Raj, tell the teams, take some penalties, back them up. Works out better for them.
Why you gotta have 6 points? Why can't you take 3? 3 not good enough? You're too good to win by 3?
You score 3 points in every possession, you win the football
Pittsburgh
game.
Steelers won a whole football game in the playoffs only kicking field goals. That you better than that?
Is that true?
Remember that game? That was relatively. Didn't they win like 9-6 or some shit?
Probably.
I feel like those are pretty recent games.
Sounds very likely. I don't want to look that up because I'm scared.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good game for you.
No, I don't think it was.
I'm pretty sure we watched it together, and I'm pretty sure you said neither team deserves to win this.
Now that I think I remember saying. I have to look this up. I'm not going to find it in time for us to have a for science.
Awkward science?
Listen. This is not the roast. Corbin Heller.
It's not the
Steelers beat Chiefs with a record 6 field goals.
Yeah. And I think this was the Chiefs' 1-5 start to the season, and then they won 10 straight and skirted into the playoffs.
Yep, this is when they lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Why can't you just give me the stats? Why do you make me read an entire?
It's funny, but that's what everyone does when they're trying to like fill auditory space.
So the Steelers won.
What year was it?
15-10, 2017.
Okay, we can just go to that year.
Sure, why not?
We have the technology.
Go up to the top.
Why?
Because it'll show the playoff scores.
Oh yeah.
Playoffs. Yep. Oh, that's okay. Go previous year.
Previous season. Yeah.
Yep, there it is. 18-6. In 6 field goal.
Here is the scoring. Steelers, Chris Boswell, 22-yard field goal. Albert Wilson caught a touchdown pass from Alex Smith. And then the Steelers, Chris Boswell, 38-yard field goal. Chris Boswell, 36-yard field goal. Chris Boswell, 45-yard field goal. Chris Boswell, 43-yard field goal. Cairo Santos, 48-yard field goal. Chris Boswell, 43-yard field goal. And then they capped off with a Spencer Ware 1-yard rush and then a failed 2-point conversion attempt to win the Steelers the game.
Yeah.
I remember watching this with you and you being furious at this game.
See, hold on. How does that add up? It was 15-10.
Yeah.
How did we get to 18?
Touchdown. Or in a field goal.
Right. Spencer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spencer Ware, not a player for the Steelers.
No.
Good job, Corwin. You're a goddamn genius.
And that was the season Spencer Ware kept getting like signed and cut and signed and cut.
You're thinking of Charkandrick West.
Did that happen to Spencer Ware too?
That might have also happened to Spencer Ware. Oh man, the Chiefs, you are a ridiculous franchise.
There was a good amount of chicanery there, I recall.
Nice vocab word.
Thanks, pal. Back when Le'Veon Bell was good. Or let me say, used correctly. Yeah, wow, this is an ugly game from Ben Roethlisberger. And an ugly game from Alex Smith.
Yeah. Damn, 4 rushes for only 1 yard. That's not great.
Oh, yeah. Alex Smith's 2 rushes for 9 yards. Not great either.
Can we talk about the fact that Le'Veon Bell rushed the ball 30 times?
No, we can't.
Holy shit.
We can't talk about how the fact he received the ball twice for -4 yards and a long of -1.
Le'Veon Bell used correctly.
Hey, Charkandrick West did play in this game.
I missed that, man.
I didn't realize that Spencer Ware and Charkandrick West were allowed to be in the same room. I thought they had to be kept secret from each other.
Charkandrick West is just Spencer Ware with a mustache.
Oh. All right. I don't really have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, not really. I'm fixing my pants, so I stood
Corwin
up.
stood up and got farther from the mic because he is so much taller than the table when the microphone's on.
Listen. I have nothing to add.
Nope. All right. This was a low key guy. You know, that's fine. We got more to say for next week, I guess.
I just want to say I noticed that Josh uses uTorrent for his downloads, where I use BitTorrent. So we're gonna have a fight when we're done recording this.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
End this. Put us out of our misery.
FBI, please leave me alone.
FBI.
I have never downloaded the movie Cats.
Inside joke nobody will get, but nobody cares about either.
If you want to follow the show on Twitter, you can do so at JuicingPod. If you want to hit us up via email, you can do so at juicingthenumbers@gmail.com. And we might soon be looking at merchandise. So keep an eye out for that on our social media and whatnot. And until